I just got a mic test from this phone, and I can say very well that this audio is much better than the ones that was recorded using an earphones microphone. So, okay, let's begin the day's vlog. This is John Fred Grutas, and today is the 6th of September 2022. Right now, it is 10:08 p.m. I just finished my gym session, which is shoulders. I'm training for strength right now. I have increased my lateral delt raise for about 5 pounds, and I'm very grateful of that. I'm very proud of that. So yeah, I just got back from the gym and I just got back from work. So what I want to talk about today is serving people. The concept of serving people. So I have watched a short clip on TikTok, and it was about a mafia boss, a mafia leader. It was about a Russian mafia leader. And he is talking about on how to get respect, how to get power. And one of the things that he said that stuck to me was that to gain power, you must serve people. To be the most powerful man alive, you must serve people. It is really true what Uncle Ben said, that with great power comes great responsibility, and that responsibility is the responsibility of serving people, of giving away value to other people, in contributing to a community, in contributing to the people around you, being generous in regards to information, into resources such as money, food, and even your attention and time. It's a very valuable resource. So I know in my hearts of hearts that back then, when I was a bit extroverted, when I wasn't domesticated yet by the society, I am serving a lot of people. I serve people. How do I do that? Well, I make the class laugh. Well, a good laugh is a good release of tension, right? It eases the environment. It releases tension in our chests, and it makes us feel good, right? So how did I gain power back then? Well, I embarrassed myself intentionally. I did embarrassing things. I degraded myself. I put myself in the stage. I put myself to be vulnerable. I was very generous of my energy. I was a spontaneous person. I always had to think of an activity for us to do, so that the day will not be boring, and it is not a one-day job. It is an everyday job. So whenever I am in school, whenever I step foot here in our gate, I would already have prepared some icebreaker, some games, some logic problems, just to bring some fun in the classroom. So that's what I did. So by that, I gained power. I gained a reputation. I gained respect from my peers. Well, I was the only one who had the balls to do that. So I think in their hearts of hearts, somewhere in their hearts, they respected me a little bit, because I was able to put myself in the front, not be selfish. I put myself in the front to contribute to the greater good. If I wanted to have the girls back then, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have put myself into very embarrassing situations in order to get everybody laugh. But I did. I put myself in the front. I put myself to be vulnerable. I put myself to be mocked, to be laughed at, to be looked at. But I did gain something in return. What did I gain? I gained respect. I gained reputation. I gained power. And that didn't last very long. I ran out of energy. I got attached to the people around me. Well, because when I make a joke, they laugh. So, in a nutshell, they were giving me attention. They were giving me validation. They were hearing the things that I was saying, and they were making me feel seen, making me feel heard. So what did I have done? I got attached. And then several years later, when we graduated, I thought they were always thinking of me as the class clown, as the fun guy. But it turns out that no one was really thinking about me. They were thinking about themselves, their futures, the decisions from their parents. So that was a very hard pill to swallow. That sooner or later, you will all be a part of each other. You will be separated. You will be separated by your parents, by the school of your choice when you get to high school. You will be separated by life. Some may get a job on another city. Some of your classmates may move out. So being attached will just hurt you in the long run. So what did that made me feel? Well, made me feel hurt. I was hurt really badly. I spiraled down into a sad life. But I guess when I turned to grade 7 and 8, I still got that a little bit energy, a little bit of that childish energy from me. And I made friends. I kind of made a little friend group back in my high school. But so because they were laughing again at my jokes, because they were making me feel seen, making me feel heard, which I didn't get from my parents or from anyone around me, I got attached also. Funny, right? That's the easiest way to my heart. That's the easiest way into making me heads over heels over someone, is to make me feel heard, to make me feel seen. That's it. Just do those things and I will do everything for you. So what did that made me feel? Well, it made me feel hurt again, because I got attached, and by the grade 9 and 10, I was the only person in our friend group to be separated. I was put in another section, and I had to repeat the process of making friends again. However, I did not have the energy in doing so. I lost all my energy. I have given it to the class very generously, and it left me with nothing. My glass were empty. So to cope for the sadness, for the feeling of being used, because that's what I thought back then, I made myself feel better. I eased myself by coping with really bad habits. So what are those habits? Well, I played a lot of video games. I watched a lot of porn. I masturbated a lot. I tried to overachieve. I tried to explain myself to people. I tried to make myself I really tried to make myself to belong in these new people that I am around, and that was very hard. I have to sacrifice a lot of the things that made me, just so in order that I will fit in this new group, just so that I will get accepted. So also I isolated myself a lot. The people that were trying to connect with me, I cut them off, because I have this belief in myself that sooner or later they will abandon me, they will forget about me. So while it is still early, to avoid getting hurt in the long run, I needed to cut them off. That's what I believe. But through a lot of suffering, a lot of thinking, I was in my head a lot of times, especially in the pandemic. I was in my head. I was constantly thinking about my past. I lived in the past for about 3 fucking years. So no one can take that away from me. I have thought of this situation, of a certain situation, 100 times in my head before I speak. I listen a lot, and I think a lot. Well, what happened to the time that I got hurt? Well, the time which I was, where was I again? Someone stopped in front of me, and I was embarrassed a little bit. I was shy, I got a little bit shy, but I think we'll just have to continue. So, where was I? So, yeah, I sacrificed a lot of myself, pieces of myself, in order to fit in, and that was a really hard time. But I learned that I did not have to do that. I did not have to put on a fake persona. I did not have to please everybody in order to get accepted. I did not have to put all this mask on, to put a lot of covers on my true self, just so that I can fit in. I just have to be me. Well, by being me, by being myself, by being true to myself and my beliefs, I care for the world. I keep it real with the relationships that I have. I do not rush it. I do not make fake expressions with people. I keep it real. It is not my problem if I offend someone, just because I'm being me and I'm being real. Because by being real, I am saving not only my time, effort, and energy, but also theirs. I care for their energy. I care for their mental capacities. I care for their trust. So by being true to myself, by being true to the people that I interact with, whether I'm showing my real self or just faking it, I care for them. And by having good relationships with people, I care with the world. So yeah, it all starts within you, within us. So care for yourself, my brothers. The time will come when you will realize it, that there's nothing good about being fake. The fake it till you make it does not exist. It is a fucking fraud. Well, let's say for example, you are 50 kilograms, 20 years old, you are very fucking skinny, and it is your first time in the gym. You said last year that you were gonna go into the gym and you were gonna change your life, but you didn't do it, so you waited for next year, and now is the year. You finally stepped out of your mom's basement. You finally took a bath and put on your gym shoes, put on your tank top, and then you decided to go outside and finally touch some grass and maybe have a little bit of sunlight. So you get into the gym and you fake it till you make it, because you see a very beautiful girl, very, very curvy, very sexy body, very cute, So you put on 500 pounds on the bench press, 250 on each side. So you have this mindset, you have this belief that you have to fake it till you make it. So you asked for a spotter, a very average guy, and then you started to lift. And then the moment the spotter lifted the bar a bit, it went right through your ribs. Next morning, you got sent into the hospital. 10 broken ribs. You got a heart surgery. You got really fucking destroyed just because you believe that you can make it, you can fake it till you make it. So that is a fraud. Always believe that. The best way to think is that it is always a progression. You need to take little steps. You need to be patient. You need to always progressive overload. The idea of progressive overload cannot only be applied in the gym but also in life. So let's say for example you are not very well talking around, socializing around with women. So what do? You first study. That is the first step. You study some of the tips online because the information is very available on the internet right now. And then maybe you start to make eye contact with people. Not just women, but also all people that you interact with. So that is the first step. At first, that may seem very hard. You will not be able to talk to them because that is very overwhelming. And the pressure that it puts on you is very intense. So you have to start with something very simple that you can work on. So that's it. You first start with making eye contact with people. Next, maybe you do that. You greet subtly. You do not say anything yet, you just greet. And the next step is you progress. Next week you do hi's, good mornings. Hi, good morning. So that's not very hard. Next, you could introduce yourself. You could say, hi, morning, I'm John. How are you? Then the idea is you need to take very small steps in order to not get burnt out, in order to not get overwhelmed, so you don't get paralyzed and you start doing something and you feel a sense of accomplishment. You feel a sense of continuity. Because big things do not happen overnight. They happen on a day-to-day basis. So you gotta progress, my brother. You gotta progress, my man. Take the small steps. There's no shortcuts. Well, you can have leverage. You can leverage a lot just because you have the internet. But everybody has to take the same steps. The difference is just how we start, the resources that we have when we started, the influence that we have. Maybe you have a role model that has the life that you want, so you take advices from them. That's the only difference. I always say this, the difference between successful people and the people who do not success is how they are willing to put time, how they are willing to be patient with the things that they want to achieve in life. As long as you do not quit, you're good. You will get there eventually. So don't quit. Continue what you have to do. And always start serving people because that's where you get That's where you get power. So start serving, earn people's trust. Do something greater than yourself. Leave a legacy. Well, that's optional. But have a purpose. Purpose that can influence other people very positively. That can help you achieve your needs. That you can be passionate about, that you love, that will make you money, that will serve, will contribute to a greater good. That's it. I am very grateful right now that I have talked about this. I'm very grateful that I have journaled this day. Earlier when I was training at Alorica, I am very grateful that I will have to eat. Later when I get home, I am very grateful that I have finished a gym session. I am very grateful that I did something kind today to a person, to my co-worker. I am very, very grateful that I am being treated the way I want to be treated by my parents. I deserve it. I am very grateful that my Shopee orders will arrive tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I'm very grateful that I'm recording right now and I have gotten to 21 minutes. I am very grateful for everything. Really. I am very grateful that I think I have the day seized. I did my very best to survive the day. I put in all my efforts and good job, self. Very well done. Your future self must be very proud of you. Yeah. I'm working on making my voice deep so I could gain more respect, probably. I am working on my vocabulary. I'm working on how I articulate my thoughts. I'm working on my English, and I'm working on a lot of things right now. So yeah, I'm very grateful, and 3 days, and I get a day off. Oh my God! I get to sleep the entire day. Well, maybe play some games, but yeah, I think I did very well this day. I'm very grateful. Thank you for providing for me, God. Thank you for everything. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for making me real. Thank you for putting me in very stressful situations, in very hard circumstances in life. Thank you. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. I'm very grateful. So yeah, this video has been 23 minutes and 36 seconds. I will cut this and I will go home. I feel relieved right now, really. So yeah, goodbye, and please like and share, comment, tell me your thoughts.